welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be transforming myself into a 1990s girl. Every other week I transform myself into a different decade, going from 2020 all the way back, and we're going to see how far we can get by the end of 2020. So today is going to be the 1990s, so sit back, watch as I talk about the fashion, the hair, and the makeup while transforming myself into a girl from that time. You can transform yourself along with me, or you can just watch and enjoy. Popular trends included geometric print clothing in electric blue, orange, fluorescent pink, purple, turquoise, bright poppy neon colors. Typical patterns included triangles, zigzag lightning bolts, diamonds, freeform shapes, and stimulated explosions inspired by comic book art. Many women wore button-down western shirts and jeans in many colors, including medium and dark green, red and purple, metallic spandex leggings, halter tops, crop tops, mini skirts, specifically jean mini skirts, neon colored tops, leg warmers like the 80s. You got embroidered jeans. Jeans were also quite popular in the 90s, and cargo pants, and overalls, and a whole bunch of other stuff. In America, popular accessories included court shoes, cowboy boots, keds, headscarves, slouch socks. From 1991 onwards, sports bras, hoodies, leotards were worn as shirts. A sweatshirt, especially Champion brand, worn over top a turtleneck with rolled up jeans so they can show off their slouch socks, were quite popular with girls during the time, from girls to college age. In mid-1992, grunge fashion came into the light and became quite popular. It consisted of flannel shirts, ripped jeans, mom jeans, Doc Martens, combat boots, band t-shirts, oversized knit sweaters, long and droopy shirts, ripped tights, Birkenstocks, hiking boots, and eco-friendly clothing made from recycled textiles to their trade organic cotton. You gotta be thinking well about your clothes. In 1994, grunge fashion began to decline in popularity and went more for a form-fitting type of look. The most common look among young women was a white t-shirt with a black slip dress over top, which is style on its own. A very popular look from about 94 to 95 was the sexy schoolgirl look. This trend consisted of tartan miniskirts, short shirts, baby tall tees, high knees, thigh highs, miniature backpacks, pantyhose, and chunky shoes. Specific trends during the time were tartan miniskirts, slip dresses, hip huggers, plaid shirts, overalls, crop tops, and bucket hats. Let's get into transforming myself. Whew. So what I started with is my tennis shoes. The most common type of shoe during the time were Keds, but of course I'm not going to buy a whole pair of shoes just for this video, so I'm using tennis shoes that look similar. If you recognize the shoes, it's because I've pretty much worn these shoes in every video I've done in this series so far, so hopefully the farther I get back I'll be able to wear some more unique shoes instead of the same gray tennis shoes. The next were supposed to be slouch socks. Now I personally don't own any slouch socks, and none of my socks are matched up because I believe wearing mismatched socks is good luck, so none of my socks are matched, so I just went with the first pair I found. When it comes to the pants, I am wearing overalls. Overalls were quite popular during the 90s. My mom told me so as she was a teenager during the 90s, and she said that she used to wear overalls constantly, so I went with that. Then for the shirt, I just wore a simple t-shirt. It's a button-up t-shirt, but just a random t-shirt would do. And then I'm wearing a plaid shirt over the top. I'm going a little grungy with my look, because why not? And I have a lot of plaid, might as well use it. For the hat, I didn't have any bucket hats, but I have this hat, which I got from my mom. It is a 90s, early 2000s style of hat, and it's similar to the ones they would have worn during the time, so I have it on my head. Women's hair in the early 90s continued to be big and curly as it was in the 80s. Also quite popular were high-sided ponytails, which continued to be popular throughout the decade. These were worn with a scrunchie until mid-90s when normalized hair ties that we would see around today became popular. Bangs continued to be large throughout the decade, known as mall bangs, which were a poofy style associated with the early 90s. From 94 through the 2000s, the bangs got smaller, flatter, and less poofy over the forehead. For teenage girls and young children, hair was worn long with mall bangs. Alice bands, headbands, and scrunchies of various styles and colors. And they frequently wore their hair in twin pigtails or high-sided ponytails for younger kids. The pixie cut and the Rachel haircut were quite popular during the time, based off the hairstyles of Jennifer Aniston on Friends and Marlo Thomas in The Girl. These two hairstyles were popular from 1995 onward. Around the same time, red hair also became like desirable color for women's hair, as well as feathered bangs and mini hair buns. Specific trends during the time were crimping, because for some reason crimping continues to come back. In 2010 it made a comeback, in the early 2000s it was popular, and in the 90s. Only I had a crimper. Cool. Box braids, the outward flip, wispies, and butterfly clips. Oh yeah. For the hairstyle, I went with a high ponytail in the back. Using a scrunchie would have worked better, but, you know, for some reason all my scrunchies are missing, so. If you notice my hair that I just talked about, yeah, that's an 80s style. Don't know why I thought that was 90s. I was basing it off of Topanga, but the look that I was looking at from Topanga, she had a high ponytail and her hair was going down and I wasn't looking correctly. The style I did looks a lot like the look from Stranger Things from 11 in the newest season, and that's 80s. So I have fixed it, but I did not realize that, I'm an idiot, until after I already talked about the makeup as well. So during the time I'm talking about my makeup, my hair is in the 80s style, but I have fixed it now, so you're just gonna have to deal with my dumbness until after I put my makeup on, and then I will have fixed it. Sorry. Women's makeup in the early 90s consisted of dark red lipstick and neutral eyes. Around 1992, when the grunge look became popular, the red lipstick stayed, but instead of a neutral eye look, it was like smudged eyeliner and dark shadow. The makeup trends shifted in the mid-90s. In 1995, nude shades became desirable, and women had a broader palette of different colors of brown. Another trend that emerged was matte lipsticks, with deep shades of red and dark wine colors, so that was still quite popular with a dark red lipstick, but it was more of a champagne color rather than a blood red. Blue frosted eyeshadow was fashionable and was eventually integrated into the Y2K looks of the early 2000s. Gothic makeup had broken into the mainstream, having been made up of vamp lipstick, or even black lipstick, heavy mascara and eyeliner, even purple tinted eyeshadow, or else very dark blue. An extremely pale foundation, making yourself look like you're Lestat. Goth Lestat from Interview with a Vampire. Specific trends during the 90s were pencil thin eyebrows, which I am not shaving my eyebrows off to draw on, I tell you that now. Frosted lip gloss, dark red lipstick, eyeshadow up to your eyebrows, in the colors of frosty blue, pink, lime green, metallic, and periwinkle, and body glitter. Love me some body glitter. Here's the final makeup look. I fixed the hair, as I said, because I am an idiot. I don't know why I thought that was 90s, because literally I looked like 11 from Stranger Things. But just ignore everything I did and look at my hair now. I just went with a normal hairstyle because I'm wearing a hat and a high ponytail wouldn't work. Even with the 80s style that I accidentally did, my hat wasn't staying on very well, so we're going with normal hair. I would do mall bangs, but I just don't want to. And I think my bangs work just fine. So with the makeup, what I did is as I did in the previous video when I did the early 2000s, is I did a frosty light blue eyeshadow on my eyes. I went up to my eyebrows. It's not that easy to see because the eyeshadow I have is old and it's not a very bright frosty blue. It's very faded, so it's not that noticeable. I did put some blush on my cheeks. That wasn't part of it, but I just thought, why not? And then I went with a reddish lipstick. It's not bright red. It's not like a champagne. It's more like a red-ish. I don't know what color this is, but here we are. Now, I am dressing like grungy, so I could have gone with grunge where I did like black eyeshadow, brownish eyeshadow, smudged eyeliner, and I could have gone that way. But I thought, you know, I'd go a little cutesy, as I'm not full grunge. I'm not like, I mean, I kind of am, but I thought, why not try a little more cutesy? I hope you guys enjoyed the video in my fabulous 90s attire. I will be back on Thursday with another True Crime Thursday, and on Monday with whatever I decide to post. Hopefully I am to your 90s specifications. I know there was a hair flop a few minutes ago, but hopefully now I'm perfect. Alright guys, see you later.